Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Gul Knowledge Hub. For speaking English, to be fluent in English, mistakes are not a big deal. But staying silent is the worst episode of your life. Because until and unless you train your mouth, you produce sentences out of your mouth, you can't be a fluent English speaker. And behind your confidence lies the greatest reality of this fact that when you are aware that my grammar is correct, I am utilizing the correct patterns, sentences with logical understanding, then you will sound confident. And in keeping this view, or in keeping all these things, all these scenarios in mind, I have come up with very important episode. And this grammatical episode is not just like you are taught in the classrooms. No, you will be taught in a friendly way whether and how you can utilize it in your real life conversation. This is the gist of this episode, because I am going to uncover three major concepts, small words, but when speakers, when English learners and trainers even come to these three words so small, they become perplexed, confused, embarrassed, frustrated, sometimes frightened. What are those words? And how you can master them and how you can utilize them in your real life conversation, we are going to discuss. So the three words be, B-E-B, been and being. Yes, you have heard me right. Be, been and being. First of all, we will cover be. What is be? And how be is demonstrated. Be is reflected, or be reflects your hope, your desire, your want, your dream. I have uttered 3 or 4 words: want, hope, desire and dream. When you want to show all these 3-4 things, dream, want, hope, desire, ambition, 5 words, you want to reflect in your conversation. For example, I will illustrate it with an example. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. It means you are reflecting your ambition. You are reflecting your desire. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a professional. I want to be a successful learner. Now you are showing, you are demonstrating your desire, your ambition, your passion, your want, your wish. So you will utilize be. I want to be in London. It is your desire. Next thing, it shows polite request or instruction. For example, when teacher is in the class, she says, be quiet. And teacher always advises like this: be on time tomorrow. Be on time tomorrow. These are instructions and pieces of advice. When you want to advise someone and when you want to give instruction to someone, take the help of be. Be is very supportive. Be is very supportive because it shows your dreams, it shows your wishes, your ambition, your passion, your want, your hope, your future goals. I want to be. I want to be. And it also shows polite requests and instructions. Hope you have understood. If you have understood, just pause the video and write down 5 sentences on be, which reflect your desire, your dream, your passion, your ambition, your hope, all the things, and sometimes polite requests and instructions. Second, been. The third form of be. Be, was, been. Been is the most confusing one. But let's discuss. Been shows your experience, what happened earlier, and it connects past with the present, because you were doing something in the past but its effects are still there. For example, I have been tired. I have been tired. It shows that you are tired, but it shows that you were working, that's why you are tired. So it connects past and present, your experience. Next, the very common, very popular sentence is I have been to Lahore. I have been to Lahore. It means that it shows your experience. You were in Lahore, but you are no more in Lahore now. And you are not going in Lahore in future. It shows that it was your experience. I have been to London. I have been to Karachi. I have been to Bangladesh. It shows your experience. And it also shows that right now you are not in that place. It is only reflecting your experience. Next, you have to produce 5 sentences. Next, being, B-E-I-N-G, being. It shows your temporary mood, temporary condition right now. What is happening right now? For example, you are being lazy. You are being lazy. It means that you are not always lazy. You are being lazy at this right moment. You are being tired. It means that you are not always tired. You are feeling tired at this moment, right now. Temporary condition. And it is always connected with emotions and feelings. And remember, emotions and feelings are temporary. They are not permanent one. So, whenever you have to reflect something, for example, she is being quiet now. It means that she is not always quiet, but she is quiet right now. When you are describing anything happening right now, it's being raining. So, whenever you are deflecting your feelings and emotions, temporary emotions, you have to take the sport of being. So, just summarize. Be. When you want to reflect your ambition, your passion, your hope, your desire, or your polite request or instruction, use be. Being. When you want to reflect your experience and when you want to connect something and you want to show that you are in that place but you are not more in that place. It means that I have been to Faisalabad. It means that I am not right now in Faisalabad. I have been to Faisalabad. It is your experience. Next, being. It shows temporary condition, temporary feelings, emotions, which are very relevant to right now condition. So this is the gist of this video. Apply confidently in all those real life situations and don't be embarrassed and confused and frightened that because of some grammatical rules, because I am not teaching you grammar just like that this is the rule number 1, you have to do this subject verb. No. We are in practical pragmatic era and we have to just learn it and use it in real life situations rather than entangle ourselves in grammatical web. So stay happy and stay learning. Keep learning, keep going on and be a confident English learner. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.